Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our RimWorld Wasteland Let's Play. So, between episodes, I was given a event to go and check out this item stash, and I figure we'll do it because not a whole lot else has been going on. But it looks like our reward will be a hospital bed, a shield belt, and an M240B, which is like a machine gun. So, yeah, I think we'll do it. What kind of journey are we looking at here? About 2 days, give or take. That's not the worst, so we'll figure maybe 5 days round trip. And there's only one enemy actually guarding it with 2 turrets, but the turrets aren't really a threat if we're smart. So we'll definitely do that. Let's wait until... Actually, everybody's kind of up already. It's 5 a.m., but it seems like most of the colony is kind of already up and about, so we'll get ready to send them in just a moment. But I'd like to update you guys on our prison. So, I've made a few changes here, one of which is I'm trying to bring the pillars in line with this here, just so that I can run conduits through them if I need to, and it gives me more space here. And then I'm going to put bedrooms or cells on either side, and so they're going to be these 2x2 rooms that you see the walls kind of framing. And then I think in these spaces here we'll have our crafting benches, something like that anyways. We'll see if that works. If not, we'll modify it as needed. I'm also moving the chandeliers, but the game won't actually allow me to reinstall them anymore. I don't know why. I'm actually getting a lot of bugs in this playthrough and I'm finding it a bit concerning. For example, when I started playing today, none of the hygiene stuff was working. I actually just had a bunch of error messages in here, so I had to go into the dev tools, delete all of them, and then replace them with God mode. And I may have missed some stuff. I don't know for sure. But yeah, I was just getting a ton of error messages. Let's see. This isn't drawing anything now. I've noticed, like, when I go to... what is it, like the wells, I don't even see water anymore. So I don't know what's happening with that, but I don't know if we'll be able to continue to source water, and that might be a real problem. So we'll see how long we can continue, but these bugs might bring a premature end to this playthrough. Anyway, I cannot replace them, so I have just asked for new ones to be built where I want them, and then for these to be torn down. But that'll center them between the cells and the columns. And we're making pretty good progress on the floors. I've also asked them to go ahead and start mining out these rooms here. And let's see, I should probably have them remove these floors as well. Let's pull that up, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the caravan moving now. So we don't need a whole lot of firepower here. I'm gonna send Grim and Cazador, and that should be enough. Yeah, I can't mount the dogs, that's good. Right, we can't rely on chocolate bars, they don't work as they should. How many... Oh, of course, let's go back in here. So if I go to Grim, and then if I go to Health, we need Caravan. And then if I go to Cazador, I need to do the same thing. Okay, then if I go back here, this should update. Yeah, so 2.8 days worth of food. 6.8 is overkill, but that's fine. That ensures that if anything goes wrong, we'll have enough food for like an extra... almost 2 days. And then of course we will bring a bit of medicine. Probably don't need... I'll just bring that whole stack of 25 because they don't weigh much. And I think that's really it. I don't have sleeping bags, otherwise I'd bring some of those. So that's probably fine. Let's choose the route, and the route is going to be straight there. 2.1, so it's actually slower than the estimate, which is kind of strange. It doesn't happen very often, but there we go. So we'll let them go ahead and handle that. In the comments, I've been getting a lot of questions regarding the 40k playthrough, and The answer to like where we're at with that whole thing is I honestly don't know. I haven't really been able to work on the mod because I just have too many other things going on. I am doing it entirely by myself, and hold on, we need to get some power conduits in here. So we need this place lit, or they're gonna mine really slowly. So I'm making the mod entirely on my own. The issue, of course, is not only do I work and do YouTube, but now that I'm not going to school anymore, I've been trying to find a job within my sort of career path. And that takes a lot of time in and of itself. So I barely have enough time to keep up with making YouTube videos, let alone, creating these extensive mods to go in the videos. And so the truth is I just haven't really been able to work on it at all. And I don't know when I'll be able to get back to it, if I'll be able to get back to it. I have most of the like basic Imperial stuff that you would need for a playthrough. So I have like all the different Space Marine armors done, all the standard Space Marine weapons, and then a couple of like the fancier ones. All of the Imperial Guard stuff, including like shock troopers and Ogryn, and then of course all their weapons. I haven't been able to figure out vehicles yet. I found out that the code for Yes vehicles, or the framework from Jex tools that it was based on, was never updated. So I actually spent quite a bit of time working on an update to Yes vehicles, only to find out that the framework just couldn't support it because it never got updated to 1.0. So I don't know C# coding very well, and I don't have Jex source code. I do think he has it available though, but if somebody is familiar with it, they could go in and fix it and change all the variables so that it works with the newer version of the game. But that is beyond my capabilities, as well as the amount of time that I have available. So the alternative is I think there's like an advanced animal framework that kind of basically makes animals that can be vehicles or something. It doesn't work nearly as well as Yes vehicles did, but it does, I think, work to a degree. And so that's something I've considered, but it is a lot of work, especially because I did so much work based on the other one, and I'd have to essentially just ditch all of that. So let's get these walls in here, and we'll have our cells ready to go. I don't know what kind of beds I'm going to put in there. I am going to need to get them lit as well. Actually, I don't even know if they need to be lit. We could just leave them open. It could be a giant prison barracks. Or what I might do is just throw like a cheap door on there and have the door held open. That's an option as well. What kind of wall is this? Steel? Let's deconstruct that. But yeah, so time is definitely a factor there, and YouTube, as much as I would love to do it as like a full-time job, it just doesn't pay well enough to do that. Oh, they're not mining this because they can't access it. So I have to spend a lot of time, not only working a part-time job, but now trying to find a full-time career. And that definitely detracts from this stuff. But I will continue working on it as much as I can. I may just get to a point where I'm content with it and just start the playthrough from there, even though the mod isn't where I would like for it to be. Because there's a lot of stuff I was trying to do with it. For example, obviously the vehicles I was just discussing, but also flying transportation. And that is something that, there are already existing mods that are capable of doing that for 1.0. And so I didn't need to create anything new. Am I really doing 2 of these per hallway? It seems kind of wasteful. Like, can I get one in the center or something? I don't know. We'll just go with it for now, but I'm going to revisit that shortly. I mean, I guess they all line up nice, so that's cool. But yeah, flying transportation, there's a mod. It's like, I forget what it's called, but it's essentially just a transport pod that doesn't despawn after it lands, and it doesn't need a launcher. And so I have those reskinned to look like well, I'm working on the Thunderhawk, but there's also an Arvis lighter that's sort of like the generic. Oh, cool, we can fabricate components now. So we're going into precision rifling. Once we're done with precision rifling, we get into pulse charged munitions, which will allow us to, of course, make our laser rifles. So we're very close to being able to mass produce those. Fantastic. And you guys are about a third the way there. So that is more or less in. I need to work out the kinks, but it's, you know, somewhat functional in the game right now. I was also working on it. I've showed some people in the comments of various videos. I left little teasers, but I've dropped little pictures of some of the other faction stuff I was working on, like Tyranids or Necrons. I'm struggling with those because I'd like for them. We don't have enough water. This is not good. Because as far as I know, yeah, these wells are not producing anything. So I'm not sure what to do. I think the hygiene mod is just broken at this point. So ground capacity 0, piped water storage 0. Are they just not connected? Hold on, let's look at this. So if we go to hygiene and then we go to plumbing, we've been using steel plumbing, I think. They are connected. And we've seen in the dinosaur or Jurassic RimWorld playthrough that this plumbing system can get bugged out. But that doesn't appear to be the case here. That should really have plumbing in it right there. They appear to be working fine. I don't see any indication that they're broken. So I don't know what's going on. But if I try to put down a well, like where's the regular well, primitive well? I don't see anywhere where there might be water. If we do a water well, it won't even let me place them. I can't put it here. Yeah. So we might be in trouble there. Well, we'll see if it persists into the next episode, but for right now, I might need to throw down like a latrine or something. I'll make it out of steel. Oh, fun, a solar flare. Right, I'll put a latrine next to the toilet in here. And we'll do a couple of them, I guess, just to, you know, sort of make sure everybody has the ability to use the restroom. Washing will not be a problem because I have this well here that appears to still work, as with this one, so they do still have the ability to wash, just not, you know, in all the other places that they did before. And then the latrine should allow them to go to the bathroom. They might still use the toilet, it just may not actually do anything. I don't know. This mod has potentially been more trouble than it's worth, unfortunately. I do like it. It's a cool concept because it definitely gives you a little bit more to factor into your colony plan when you're, you know, building bedrooms and whatnot. Having to accommodate not only the water resource and, you know, of course the plumbing and stuff to move it around, but also the different fixtures that you need in order to utilize it, you know, definitely makes it for a more complex gameplay experience. But if the mod constantly breaks, it's kind of hard to justify. But we're kind of in it now where if I remove it, we're going to break the save, so I don't know that there's really a solution other than just hoping it sort of resolves itself. Anyway, yeah, so I've been trying to implement different factions on top of the Imperial stuff, which of course is going to be like the playable ones. And I don't want to go into like too much detail about what I was planning. I'd like some of it to be kind of a surprise. But I did want to include at least like sort of the very basics of I need more floors and I need marble hex. At least the very basics of all the other factions, because factions can't be added, well, they can be added to a save game once you've started, but it requires a mod and a little bit of work. So my initial thought was, why not just do all the factions, but to a very superficial level. So, like, for example, the Eldar, but only have, like, a Guardian or something. Or for the Tau, just have a Fire Warrior. And that way they're represented, and you see them, you know, raiding you and stuff. Not with a whole lot of variety, but at least they're there, and then as we play along, I can try to add to it. But I just don't know that I'm going to be able to get to that point. And so, the alternative is that I just focus on the Imperial stuff and use the Xenos Biologists mod that we used in the previous Warhammer playthrough. And while that is a really good mod, I'm actually friends with the author of that mod, and he's added quite a bit to it since we saw it last. But I would have liked to have, you know, something completely unique, and then I can release it and you guys can play along with me or something like that. That just doesn't look like it's going to be a possibility right now, but we'll see. Okay, I should add that over here as well. Is this solar flare going to go away? Because I'm kind of tired of not having power. It's kind of not fun. How are you guys doing? Still about a day out. Okay. We might have a real problem here if the power doesn't come back on soon, because the aquaculture basin relies on power sort of like how a hydroponics basin works. And so the fish will actually die if we don't have power for too long here. You can see the water quality is already deteriorated to 40% and dropping, and the overall fish health is down under 50%. So yeah, this is poorly maintained, which is a shame because we were so close to a harvest there. This is like a painfully long solar flare, but there's, again, nothing we can do about it. I think in future playthroughs I'm just going to remove that from the scenario, because I find it to be such a annoying game mechanic. There's really nothing you can do to combat it. I mean, of course, you can be not reliant on electricity. That's something you could do, but if you want to advance your colony at all, you need to rely on electricity, and therefore, you know, you're opening yourself up to this. And there's no real basis for it in reality. I've had this argument with people in the comments before, but solar flares don't work the way that they do in this game, and for them to happen as frequently as they do, and to have the effects that they do, like in the game, you would basically have to be living like so close to the sun that the planet wouldn't be habitable anyways. And the thing too is the power knockouts and stuff aren't actually part of a solar flare. They're associated with something that often accompanies a solar flare, but the solar flare itself isn't going to affect electricity. And you can read up on all this. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail because this isn't like a astrophysics or, you know, astronomy class or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know, it's a dumb mechanic with no real basis in anything. So I don't know why they've made it such a large portion of this game, but I keep meaning to like not include it when I start playthroughs, and I always forget to do it. But hopefully in the future I will remember to just leave that one out. Okay, power is back, and hopefully this starts to shoot back up. Oh, the fish health was at 14%, so they almost died, and hopefully it recovers. It looks like the water quality is improving, and so I hope that once that hits 100%, the fish health will start to increase as well. But it's, oh, there we go, it's happening very slowly. Oh, such a shame. Well, I guess it would have been worse had they died. We were lucky to at least recover it before that happened. Although I don't know if that's going to affect the yield we get. If they're at 15% health, does that mean we only get like 1 fish versus 5 or something? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Although it'll be hard to say with no real basis of comparison. Alright, so the prison's looking pretty decent here. So what kind of beds do we have? If we go into furniture, we of course have all the vanilla stuff. We have the UN furniture as well. What sort of bed? They have like a wood log bed. We're not going to be using wood for beds. That's wasteful. Rim Kia. There's some beds. Those are a little bit too fancy for prisoners, though. What is this? So it's basically just like throwing skins on the floor, basically. A lot of this stuff is designed for like a tribal playthrough. And so they're made out of skins and wood and stuff like that, and just to give you a little bit more of a tribal aesthetic. But that's obviously not what we're going for. In Red Horse, there's also some beds. Like military cots would be good. Unfortunately... Oh no, we can do them without any wood at all. I don't mind that. So we'll do military cots. Where are we at on steel, though? 1200, okay. That's adequate. So yeah, we'll do beds in here like so. I'll just do the top half for now. I won't bother with the bottom half. And then we'll put like a plant pot in these. Oh, I forgot to do a bathroom. You know what? Scratch that one. If this mod decides to cooperate in the future, we'll go ahead and put a toilet here. I mean, if not, I guess we'll put a latrine there. That's something we could do now, I suppose. Why is the latrine saying, like, since when do latrines need water? It's just a hole in the ground. But yeah, go ahead and put a latrine in there. And we will need doors. I don't know that I care what kind of door it is. We could use there's like a stall door, because I don't necessarily want these to be enclosed spaces. I'll probably like hold the doors open, but let's do stall doors on all these. Because they're, I think, less expensive than a regular door. It was like, what, 5 versus 25? Yeah. They do let air pass through as well, so whatever temperature this is, those will equalize. Okay, back to this. How are we doing? Fish health is at 22%. Progress almost at 90. So we're pretty close to seeing how well this worked. And then again, we can create more as needed. So another issue that I've been noticing is a lot of the colonists are very unhappy with being underground for so long. For example, I think Sardine is suffering from it right now. Yeah. So one thing I've asked them to do is build a horseshoe pin outside. And my hope is, I don't know why these marble chunks are just getting dropped here randomly. My hope is that that will sort of coax them to just go relax outside a little bit, and that way they won't constantly build up this like cabin fever that they've got. But obviously they can only spend so much time outside before it becomes a health hazard, so that's also something that we have to factor in. Okay, so we've arrived. It's got a nice little base here. This is Jesse, a male sniper. Misogynist night owl. Misogynist is a bad trait, but otherwise this is a very good character. I wonder if we'll be able to take him alive. That's a nasty weapon though. M14 EBR? Ugh. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have anything non-lethal. I'll probably have Cazador focus on... Where is the turret? There it is. Is it connected? Okay, so if we shoot either the battery or this conduit, the turret will go down. Oh, there's 2 turrets. Right. 1 person, 2 turrets. This one is connected almost directly to the battery. I think we're going to have to shoot both batteries if we want to keep the turrets. Or we can shoot the turrets and keep the batteries. But honestly, it makes no difference to me. But I'm going to have Grim shoot at the person because the laser rifle is less likely to cause lethal damage. Not a whole lot of cover though. This is actually a really well placed little base here. Let's see. Yeah, and that's a pretty smartly placed turret, so I can't even sneak by to attack from the rear because this will fire on me most of the way. Let's see. Cazador, I'm going to put you here. And I'll have you deal with that turret. Grim. I don't know where to put you. I could try to run him up to here and then across. I don't know what Jesse's going to do, though, because he could just take cover behind the sandbags and trade shots with Cazador, and I don't want that. I do want Grim to be able to help. Let's... hold on, one more time. Okay, so Grim, if you move to there, and then to cover here, you should be fine. I don't know what that was all about, but the game locked up on me for a couple minutes. I don't know what's going on with this playthrough. I'm not really having these issues in the Jurassic World playthrough. Target the battery. Okay, Grim. Get to here. Don't get shot. Oh, you got shot, man. I told you not to. Okay, so Jesse is in cover. If you move there, you can help her shoot that battery. Okay. The turret's down. That should allow you to get into better cover. Okay, good hit. Careful, Cazador. Oh, shoot. Grim just got hit again. What's your health looking like? It's not good. It's not good. Do you have the medical supplies? You do. Let's pull you out of that fight real quick. And let's see. Cannot self-tend disabled. Okay. That's an easy fix. Go ahead and patch yourself up. He's not going to use the herbal medicine though, even though it's in his inventory, which is kind of annoying. So these two are going to have a sniper battle in the meantime. There we go, now we can see. Did that hit you? Right lung destroyed. Did we do that? Or was that already a thing? Must have already been a thing, because it's not suffering any other trauma in that area. Okay, Grim, are you... You're not doing anything. Why are you not doing anything? Oh, God. Alright, drop the medicine, please. We'll even put down like a stockpile, so you recognize that it's there. Then, okay, you are self-tending. Maybe he'll use the medicine on the next one. Oh, she just got hit in the head. Luckily, she's wearing a helmet. Really use your help, Grim. 8.7%. That's not very good. There you go. Pick up that medicine. What did that hit? That bullet never made it past where the turret was. Man, these are terrible snipers. I mean, technically he's got more of like a DMR, but hers is a true sniper rifle pretty much. Still have to deal with that one. Gotta get him down first, though. And she doesn't appear capable of doing it. God, what's taking him so long? Okay, he's about done. The mini turret actually got him worse than... Actually, no. That gunshot from the M14 almost took his arm off at the shoulder. That's pretty nasty. But as soon as he's done with that, we can get him helping out. Grim is bored? Okay, well, you killed our friend there, unfortunately. Do you have anything worthy of looting? Nope. The gun we'll take, happily. Cazador, how bad are you? You're bleeding pretty bad, actually. No real medical skill. Do me a favor. You're not dead yet. run over here and deal with that turret, and then we can send you guys both inside. Real shame about him not making it, though. Just a bunch of gunshots in the legs. See, I'm running Death Rattle. I'm honestly really surprised that it doesn't really seem to be taking effect. Like, nothing that this guy suffered, short of blood loss, should have killed him. But I don't see any indication that he died of blood loss. Yeah, it just says that he got hit in the leg and he died. I don't know. Grim, do not do what you're about to do, which is get yourself shot. Okay, go here. I think you're still safe there. Cool. That's down. That'll go out in a second. You guys are finished here, but we need to get her patched up first, and we'll probably let them rest a bit before they leave, because they're not going to be moving very quickly. Stop shooting, please. Okay. Let's get rid of this stockpile, actually. Right, so there's our shield belt. There is our M240. Let's actually install this right here. Oh, you're drafted, right. We'll have her go lay in the bed, and then he'll treat her. Or he'll eat a meal. Okay, so Grim's gonna go tend to her. Just needs to run over there and grab the medicine, and I'll probably ask them to bring everything inside, because I don't want these components to deteriorate significantly, nor do I want like the medicine to deteriorate. And if she's going to be resting for a while, that could certainly happen. Okay, so Kaz is all patched up. Not the best quality treatment, but she's not bleeding out of her head anymore, so that's good. God, that almost like destroyed her skull. That's pretty nasty. I'm surprised she didn't suffer any like brain trauma from it. It didn't affect her brain at all. It must have just gone through the bone at a strange angle. But I mean, that's good news for us. So with, you know, them just kind of hanging out here until they're healthy and nothing super interesting going on back at base other than, you know, just the usual digging and throwing up walls, I guess we'll go ahead and call it there for today. And cross your fingers that when I load this back up for the next episode, the water the water issue here will have resolved itself, because as of right now there's no water on the map. When I showed this earlier, but I'll do it one more time. If I do any of the wells, so deep water well, or the primitive well, here I'll do it in like steel or something so the material's not an issue, there's no indication of where the water is. When I did this in past episodes, you guys are probably familiar, it would show like blue overlays on the map where water was. And of course, like the concentration, the brightness of the blue indicated how much water there was. That is no longer happening, and it won't let me place a primitive well anywhere. I can't even place it in actual water. It must be placed over a cell with groundwater, which doesn't exist anymore. And so these wells aren't pulling water, which means the pumps can't pump it, which means we can't store it, which means none of this stuff is going to work, and our people cannot use the bathrooms anymore. So that's going to cause major issues moving forward. And I really hope that it was just a freak thing that happened when I loaded this up, and it won't be a problem if I, you know, load up the game again or something. But it might continue to persist, in which case we'll have serious issues moving forward and might have to, I don't know, think of something, or maybe try to revisit this playthrough a different time when the mod is working properly. Anyways, with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.